It's Online Biz Real Talk today, and we have an incredible business partner that we are interviewing today, Ahmed Mohammad. And the joke in our online business is he's my son because we literally, well, he started this business, I started this business, and he helps me so much, and I help him so much as a coach and mentor. And he has blew up lately. He's experiencing so much success. So without further ado, I want to bring him up on stage. And please introduce yourself for us, Ahmed, and tell us a little bit about yourself, what kind of work you have done, your background, and where you're from originally, your family, where you're living now, and then we'll get into the questions. And Mr. Vivancos will ask you the first question. So, thank
All
you.
right. All right, thanks. Yeah, so as George stated, my name's Ahmed. I met her in this business, I think 2 years ago. And everyone here, I actually didn't know them personally. I met everyone on this panel through the business, and now actually we've met with each other a bunch of times in person as well. But yeah, I started this business back in 2018. I found it actually through a friend, and at that time I was working as a 911 operator. We work long hours, 12-hour shifts, 4 days a week, day shifts and night shifts. So it took a toll on our bodies. And the person that actually introduced me to this business was my friend. I was working with her at the time. She's been in that industry. She's been doing 911 operating for 20 years at the time, and she was looking for something else. She had 5 kids as well. They were young. They're in high school and elementary school, and she was working long hours. And she would literally go. We would get off work at 6 a.m. She'd go home, make them breakfast, get them ready for school, do all that, and then literally pick them up, come back after making them all dinner. We'd start again at 6 that same day, and she would come, and she hadn't even slept. So eventually, like after 20 years of doing that and barely getting any sleep, it was starting to take a toll on her, and she started looking for something else. And she told us, we were all close. We work long hours together. We have a lot of time. There's some downtime at like 1 or 2 a.m. Sometimes we get to talk, and she'd always say she was looking for something else. And eventually she started, she wasn't saying that anymore. So one day I just asked her, what do you like? Did you find something else? Like, what are you doing? And she just told me about this opportunity and this business. And one thing we say all the time is, in this business, you don't have to bother friends and family. But in that case, when you do tell your friends about this business, they already trust you so much. I already knew her, and I've been working with her at the time for 6 years. I knew her. I knew that she was somebody that would not be getting into scams, would not be doing something that's not legitimate. So I trusted her, and she showed me this. She sent me the free workshop that we sent all of you guys, and I watched it. She told me how to get started, and I took action. And one thing is, when you learn something from a friend, you already have that trust with them, and you already know them as a person, and you already know that this is my friend. They're not going to scam me, right? I don't know friends who scam each other. So I trusted her. I came full on. I had no social media experience. I had no advertising experience. I had no mentoring experience. I knew nothing about business, and literally everything that I have learned, I've learned from this business community, the training website, and I just implemented everything that has been taught to me, and I found success. And now I'm grateful to say, through the leadership of Georgia and her mentoring, I'm able to now pass that on and mentor other people, and make them extremely good leaders. And also, I should mention the person who I pretty much met at one of my first meetups, and who I bothered every day with questions, Paulo, who helped me off the beginning to get started. I bothered him a lot, and through both of their leadership and mentorship, I was able to gain extreme success and just start learning what this business is all about. And now, as Georgia said, I'm able to mentor people. I'm able to lead them to success. And yeah, happy to do that. I think that's probably the biggest things that I enjoy the most, is just helping others working in emergency services now. I'm a full-time firefighter still. I love my job. I'm not prepared to leave it. Although people ask me, are you going to leave your job soon? Are you going to quit? Because a lot of people in our business, they become successful. They quit their job and they start doing this full time. And this business provides that opportunity. But for me, it's like, nah, I still like my job. I want to do it for a few more years before I take a step back. So I'm still enjoying that. And the thing that you hear from everyone who works in that industry is we love helping people. And I think now when I get to mentor people and I see them having success, I think that's the biggest accomplishment I could feel when I see that. And then, of course, you get the commissions, you get the paychecks in the mail. I think that's just a bonus to your hard work. That's just something that just comes with your hard work. You're not doing it for that. You're doing it for the success of these people that you're mentoring. And with that just comes paychecks, which is great. It's like a bonus at the end of the day, which is awesome.
Love it, love it. Thank you for that. And yeah, like you really skyrocketed lately, and it's amazing how we all met. And when Paula was like, yeah, I added, can I add some people that just needed some extra mentorship into your chat? I was like, for sure. And when I seen you, I went and I look, I'm like, I know Ahmed. I private messaged. I'm like, I love Ahmed. I know him. I interviewed him a long time ago. He interviewed me. And the world works in such mysterious ways. Okay, because there's thousands of us business partners, and out of nowhere, Paulo, the goodness of his heart that nursed in him, decided to bring Ahmed in the chat, and like now we've been helping each other, and he's blowing up. The more good you give, and more help you give, God blesses you, and you've just been doing absolutely incredible. So I won't take much more time. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. Bonkos, I know you're out and about and living your best life there with your business running in the background. Why don't you ask Ahmed some questions?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Tiro Ivancos. Been in this business for about a year and something right now, and the greatest opportunity in life. I have a great question for you, Ahmed. Um, what were your expectancies before you joined the business, and then once you joined the business, did you expect, for example, to be doing the business alone in a computer, or were you thinking, or how are you gonna do this? Are you gonna have who's gonna be helping you? And then what are the results after joining the business? What questions have you had answered?
Great question. So what did I expect from the business initially? I would say initially I had pretty much no expectations. Like I saw how the business was structured. I saw what the compensation scheme was. I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship or having an online business at all. I strictly had learned all of that in this business. I would say one of the goals I had or expectations, I wanted to make enough to supplement my income. Plus, at the time I was working at 3 jobs, so I was like, okay, like if I start this business, I saw the type of results I could get. I was like, okay, I could drop that. I could also, one of the other things I do is I take care of my mom full time, so she lives with me. I was like, okay, if I'm just doing my job, I already was working 12 hours shifts. So, for example, I was working the 911 operator sometimes from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then I would come home, take care of my mom, and then at 3 a.m. I would actually start my other job, which was working at Lay's, driving truck and working in the warehouse. And I would do that for 10, 11-hour shifts. And I would get back home at 1 p.m. And then sometimes I would start again my job at 5 p.m., go back 911 operator. So I was like, okay, if I start this business, I could drop that job. I could do this business, stay at home, work at the 911 operator job, come here, rest. And while I'm resting, I could do my business. That was my initial thought. And then through the years, I came to see that, hey, I had a lot to learn too as a person. My time management was not very sufficient. I would say, very transparent with you guys. Like I started this at 28 years old, and when I first started, I came from just being in the system, always having people tell me what to do. So sometimes I would sit here, I would work on my business for a couple hours, and I would just like play with my thumbs and be like, okay, what do I do now? Like, there's no one here telling me what to do next. I need to learn what to do next, right? So I was kind of lost at the beginning. I was like, okay, like I'll work on this for a little bit, then not too sure what to do next. So I would just go. I'm pretty active. I would play basketball or soccer. I'll just go play basketball or soccer, right? But so at the beginning, yeah, I was a bit lost. Was not sure how it all worked. But then, as we all say now, and I tell my people, I didn't want to bother. We're all automatically assigned a mentor and a coach when you get into the business. And I was not utilizing them as much as I should have. They're the ones that keep you on track. They're the ones that you utilize when you need help. And the one thing I did wrong was I did not utilize them. I was like, oh, I felt like I was bothering them. So I didn't message them. I want to figure it out all on my own. So I tried it all on my own. It wasn't working. And eventually it came to the point to ask them questions, and they're like, oh yeah. And then within like a minute or two of me asking them a question, they would respond with the answer. And I'd be like, oh wow, okay, why didn't I just do this at the beginning? What was I doing? Right? Sometimes you just got to take ownership, and instead of blaming others for not properly leading you, you need to know that no, it's not their fault. It was your fault. They're there to mentor and guide you, right? They're not there to hold your hand and to be like, okay, are you done that? Okay, let's go do this now. No, it's up to you. Go do that step. When you're done, if you need help and you don't understand what's next, go to your mentor, go to your coach, ask them questions, because they're there to guide you. And one thing that, as a mentee at the time, you need to understand is that coach or that mentor, they also have 200 other people that they're also mentoring and leading and coaching, right? So they cannot be always there asking you questions, asking you how you're doing. You need to know that they are busy as well, but they can make time for you. And all you have to do is just message them. So that's one thing that was always in the back of my mind, is like, they're mentoring so much people. I don't want to bother them. They're already getting a lot of questions. But one thing I could have done was just easily message them. And the response I always got with them was the response now I give everyone: no problem. Message me anytime. Seriously, message me anytime you need help. Because these things that you need help with are just simple things, right? And it doesn't always have to be your coach or mentor that you turn to. You could easily ask anyone. Like, I asked Paulo a question I couldn't figure out the other day, and he got to me within 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, thank you, right? So the learning never stops, regardless of how long you've been in this business. Just like any job, regardless of how long you've been in any job, you're always asking people questions. There could always be something that comes up that you don't know. We're all human. We don't know everything, right? So you just got to ask questions. So yeah, I think I kind of rambled on, but I think that was some mistakes I've made early on and things that I've learned now, and I try to establish in people that are coming in.
Wonderful. Yeah, totally. I just had you said it all. You said it all. I just had one more questions there. Okay. Is it, since you started this business, is it easier for people that are coming in the business now? That is, like, before it wasn't something like, for you, was the support always there as you started the business? Someone was there to help you, or is it easier for somebody now and then that there's more tools in this business? How do you think? Is it easier for people to join this business?
Yeah, great question. I think the support was always there. Regardless if you joined 5 years ago versus now, we always had established in this business that everyone always gets a mentor and everyone always gets a coach, right? And it was down to me not utilizing those tools that I had properly when I first started. That led to kind of my downfall and not getting a quicker start, right? So yes, the tools were there. Now, yeah, we have more platforms that we advertise on and that we had implemented into our training site. So it's kind of a yes, no, a yes and yes kind of thing, right? Yes, the mentorship and the coaching was there. And although we had the same social media training that we did at that time, now we just have more options.
Okay.
So there's more websites, more social media that has progressed throughout the last 3 to 4 years. That was not there where it's at now 5 years ago, which we have now implemented into our business. So as time goes, as these years pass on, more and more social media platforms come up, more and more advertising tools come up, marketing websites that we're able to utilize.
Okay, awesome. And you
Mm.
said also that you have created we have created kind of an academy. You want to tell some people about the academy? I mean, oh, well, I think we've been talking about this already. You know what? All my questions are there said. Okay, I have a special appointment to go, and I also, um, I enjoyed really what you've said there. It's hearing someone's story. It actually inspires you, because we are all people. We are not. We are all real people. We have real lives, right? And this is not something that's out of the blue. We're trying to lie to people to. It doesn't go like that. I've been in this business for a year. I started really hard, very loud, you know. But in a way, Ahmed, how he's succeeding right now is the only way. Is you gotta be constant. You gotta keep on going, right? He's been in this business for about 5 years. He's thriving in the business. He doesn't want to leave his job. Other people want to leave. Georgia hasn't worked in years, years. She got 5 kids, and she's living in Spain. She's going everywhere she wants. Paulo, the same thing. He's going to Mexico. He goes to Mexico back and forth. So yeah. So everybody, I gotta go. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. And if you guys ever have any questions, you guys can ask. Anybody here, or click the button in the information. You check it out. You see our free workshop. And hey, you guys take care. Okay. Love you, and see you on the other side.
Take care.
Awesome. Thank you, Tito. Yeah, he's getting his tan on. He's getting his tan on. Yeah, and I wanted to add a little bit to that, what you were saying, um, and to his question, like the training. My experience is our support and training is way better than what it was. It was good then, but there's so much more people because we grew so much. So there's so much more people supporting us. If you notice that, do you notice how me, you, and Paul have been here for a long time? So um, even though us three are very supportive, do you notice how many people boomed and supports us more in the chats? And the chats are now um, like they have these professionals that came out of the blue, like they're a professional in this in certain categories, and they came into this business and they're like, well, I actually have so much knowledge and training in that area from a previous job. I will do this and I'll help for free, or I'll just give some information. And they're so valuable. We have such valuable people in our online business community that gives us so much tips and so much value for our business that we move to the top. And it doesn't hurt their business because we're worldwide and we are advertising to billions of people around the world who are online. So there's no competition. Okay. So yeah, thank you for that. So I think I would want to go to Peter because I don't know how long he'll be on here, Brian. I know you're driving. Peter, I'll unmute you while you're driving. Oh, you could unmute yourself. Okay. Or okay, there you go. So Peter, why don't you introduce yourself for us and you can ask Ahmed a question.
Hey, yes, my name is Peter Friesen. I have been in this business for the last 7 months, and my question is to Ahmed, what's been the most successful in this business, going forward with it?
My most success in this business. Yeah, great question. I would say I'm happy to see that the people that have come on my team since I've started are actually succeeding. I find this business, there's so much to it. Um, I sort of describe it like as a when you start a new job. When you start a new job, there's so much to learn, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. And the people that I've been mentoring and leading the last few months, I'm happy to say, yeah, of course. Initially, there's a lot to see, and I tell them, please don't get overwhelmed, right? And they say, don't worry, okay, no problem. I'll take this step by step. Our training site, 5 years ago, used to be small, just a few tabs. Now it's a full page, and you actually have to keep scrolling and scrolling to get to the bottom. There's a lot of information there, and it's easy for somebody to look at it and go like, whoa, I don't think I could do this. But all of them, I'm happy to say, and I'm very proud of them that they logged onto there, and I showed them everything, and they were able to understand it. They took it step by step. Although they might have got a little bit overwhelmed at first, they were able to understand this business, and that's something that I really, really like to relay to people, because once you understand something, you can teach something to someone, right? And when you start bringing in people through your advertising, or if it's your friends or your family, since you understand this, you're able to relay it to them and give them a good understanding of what they're getting into. In this business, it takes effort, it takes time, it takes commitment. It's not something that you could just come and make like a quick rich scheme. You can't just come and do like a hit and run, make a lot of money and leave. No, it takes a lot of time and commitment and understanding. And I think for me, like the most important thing to me is helping people. And when I help them and I see that they're understanding what I'm teaching them, and I see that they're understanding how to advertise, they're starting to understand how Facebook works, YouTube works, how to implement all the things that I've been teaching them into their business. I think that's what I find success. And then seeing them find success is what I feel the happiest about, is just helping others and seeing them succeed in this business.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's basically what I got. So, thanks.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Peter.
Yeah. So Peter, why don't you introduce yourself for us, since you're on the road and people are probably so curious. What do you do, and how has this business? How do you juggle this business and your work at the same time?
Well, that is actually, yeah. As I said before, my name is Peter Friesen. I'm a truck driver. Like, my trucking time is from the morning till the evening. I have 5 kids and a wife. Um, and then I'm usually sometimes a couple of days a week that I'm not home at night. So it makes tough to spend time with the family and being on the road so much, right? So yeah, it's been
Yeah.
actually it is actually somewhat a little bit like hard to manage the time because I'm always driving. So you don't want to do stuff while you're driving. So um, once you stop somewhere, you have other things to do sometimes. So it's a little bit hard to manage the time to find the space and time to do it. And once you're home, then you want to spend the time with the family. So
Yeah.
yeah, that is basically how
Yeah.
my journey goes.
So how do you? So you've had ads running for you as you truck drive, as you have your 5 children, and I think that's one of the biggest things. And I'm not sure if you have any ads up because it's been a while since we talked, but this is such an asset for you. So maybe after we're done, I'll check your ads and see how you're doing. But there's a part of this business where for everybody who's watching, and even for Peter, you can have ads running for you while you're doing what you're doing, while you're literally on a vacation or running your own offline business even, or going to work, whatever you're doing. Just remember something. This is for all my business partners and for everybody who's wondering how to juggle both. just go through the training for a couple of weeks, not even a week, you can go through the training. And because within the first couple of days, just like Ahmed did for Moyo, our new business partner, he literally helped Moyo, and Moyo's originally from Africa, and he's here in Canada. Well, I'm here in Spain right now. He's there in Canada. I'm still thinking again. And yeah, it's quite a shock being here. So he got his ad up and running in just a couple days. So it just shows you can have an ad running for you while you are having your job still. And then by the time, couple months down the road, you're making all kinds of money, you're like, wow. And then another 6 months, you can literally leave your 9 to 5. It depends on how long you leave your ad out for. Okay, where you're dishing your ad out, how many places, how many platforms your ad's on. So, well, thank you, Peter, and thank you, Ahmed. Okay, so Paulo, how are you doing, Paulo?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, you guys.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, go on, introduce yourself and ask Ahmed a very easy question. We get bugging on. Difficult.
I was bouncing between a couple of questions, but I've got one in my head. So before I ask my question, hi everyone. I'm Paulo Perez, background Filipino, grew up in Calgary. I live here in Vancouver and been a nurse for over 20 years. And I've been in this business for just over 6 years. And my question for Ahmed, and I've known Ahmed for quite a while. Like I met him probably like one of our first masterminds that we ever did in Vancouver. Probably that was like that was probably 5 years ago, wasn't it? And so I got to see Ahmed from the very start and how much he has matured in the sense of like learning how to become a business like an entrepreneur and running the business. And so my question is, where do you see yourself in the next 1 or 2 years, personally and with your business?
Yeah, great question. Where do I see myself in 1 to 2 years? Yeah, definitely. In a year, I would probably still working full time. I could already see myself still working. I still really enjoy my time at work. And plus, given the type of schedule we have, it's very flexible. So it's 4 on, 4 off. So 4 days off, I have a lot of time to mentor and lead the people that I'm mentoring. But for the business, yeah, definitely been working pretty hard, especially the last few months. Grateful for the leadership that you provide and Georgia provides. Been implementing all the tips that you guys have been giving me, but I definitely want to see myself grow in this business, and mostly I wanted to see my business partners grow. A lot of people are definitely not in the same boat as I am, and of course, I think an awesome accomplishment would be to see the people that are coming into this business that I'm mentoring that are disliking their job and having hard time financially. A big thing would be to see them succeed in this business and for them to be able to let go of their jobs and have this as a full-time thing for themselves and be able to support themselves, support their families, and just see them living their dream, doing what they want to do, living in a different country like Georgia has. I think that would be probably one of the biggest accomplishments I could see. Although it would be them putting in the work, it would be so much for me to see that, yeah, the efforts that I put into this person has really meant something to them. And for people who don't know a little bit of background, the way we succeed in this business is when our mentees succeed, the people that we bring into this business. So seeing them, if they're being very successful, that means that they're putting forward the amount of effort that I am into the people that they are bringing into this community. And a biggest thing in this community that we have, the biggest rule is, hey, we tell everyone from day one, we are going to give you full support. We will mentor you and we will coach you. And if they are doing that and they're putting in that same effort, they will succeed as well. And just being able to establish that into someone and then seeing them put that forward, that's what I would want to see within the next year. Just this whole business just take a whole nother level for me. And maybe in a year from now, if you ask me that same question, my answer may be different. We'll see where we are. But for from now until a year from now, my plan is to just keep doing exactly what I am doing, keep putting 100% into this business, and just see where it takes me. Yeah.
Oh, great answer, Ahmed. And yeah, I can see you reaching those goals for sure. And I think you'll go beyond that and do
Yeah.
other things. Because I find once you start going that direction of like your business picking up and then you helping others, it's just other things just come along. Other good things start coming along as well. So yeah, I have a feeling things are going to change after a year. You'll be like, no, I want to do something else differently. I want to do this, this, and this. But yeah, thanks for that answer, Ahmed.
No, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome. I guess now it's left for me, your coach and mentor. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I, it might be, a question that you don't really know the answer to, but once you hit like your 100,000 a month and, your $160,000 every few months, those bonuses, what are you going to do with all your money? Like, what is the plans you have for your successes? What do you want to do in your future? Why do you want to be in this business? What is your goal? Why do you want to make, there's so much money and you're working towards it. I can see what you're doing, how you're planning your business, how you're working. What are you going to do with all your earnings, and what's your plans in the future for that?
Hmm. Yeah, I think the first thing on my list, of course, like a lot of other people, is to buy a house. Of course, living in Vancouver, Canada, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, and with that comes the price tag, right? It's one of the most expensive places. So I know that just on a single income, although as I work as a full-time firefighter, we make great income, but it wouldn't be enough to supplement a house, right? But so of course, I think the biggest thing would be just to buy a house for me and my mom. Growing up, we didn't have much. She raised us as a single mom, so we've always lived in low income housing or just townhouses or just rented or basement suites. So we've never had a nice fancy house that you see. So that's always been one of my goals, just to buy a house and to live in a nice beautiful neighborhood, and just to have like a nice view. So for me, that would probably be my biggest goal right now, just to buy a house, and that's what I'm already saving up for, and that's my ultimate goal. And of course, once I accomplish that, I'll see where I'm at, and then at that point, figure out what's next. But ultimately, before traveling, before a fancy car, before anything, honestly, the only thing I really want is to buy a house, and I'll be satisfied. Yeah, that's probably my ultimate goal.
Wow, you're so sweet. I love how you always take care of your mom. And
Yeah.
I really like, there's such a purity in you. And like, even like just your energy, even when I was around you, like I could see like Ahmed is so pure. He's so good-hearted. People come into this business, and the people who I feel that I attract, or that I get close with, or I mentor and coach, is always like that. And they have the same mentality, and they want to help others. Your biggest wanting, and same like Paulo, and obviously Peter too, is to help your family. He wants to help his mom too, Paulo. Okay, he wants to save up for his nieces and nephews. Like, there's special little things he talks about, and for that, I know if you have a great um, goal, and it's to do with helping someone, or it's to do with the giving, and somehow bringing people up, you're going to succeed in it. And I know you're always there for your mother. You're always available for her, and that's such a big why in this business. And exactly what you said, your mom being a single mom with children and growing them up. I too, Amit, come from a family where they didn't have too much. Sometimes they had a lot, and most of the times they didn't have much, because there was five of us, right? So, and I think that's what makes us hustlers. And I see that about you. And like, you don't want to get rid of your job. You're going to make so much money. You're making so much money right now, and you're thinking, okay, I want to. And Theo's the same way. Vito gigs, and he works, and he wants to do construction, he wants to do his business. Same thing, and he watched his mother. His mother was a single mom of 5 and grew the kids up. And same thing like me, what I seen, what I witnessed. So that implements that in us, and then we're hungry for success, and we want to secure a future. And I do believe 100% that everything I've been through as a child, and the way I seen my mother and father suffer, the way I seen, people in the work field, and just all the experiences I had being in debt and constantly away from my kids, led me to where I am right now, and led me to appreciate this business and to know what it is, and to honestly want to help others to succeed. You're going to get there a lot sooner than you think. And, I would advise even, do it, buying something where you can make money as your coach, as your friend, just as a personal advice, buy something where you can rent at least half of the house. So it could be something that brings in residual income. Okay, this is my advice. And to anybody who's watching, we do absolutely incredible in this business. And me and Helena and Paul, because Helena and Paul are my coaches, and that's the first thing they said to me when they came to my beautiful house in West Kelowna. They're like, save your money. We did what you did. We made a boatload of money, but we bought this and we bought that. Oh, I think Peter had to go. Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming, Peter. So that's another thing. Like, you're gonna notice, you're gonna make a lot of money in this business. To all who are watching, save it. Don't spend it stupidly. Spend it wisely. Invest in whatever you want, and there's more to come. It won't stop. But I think about those wise words, and I had a person, Ahmed, recently talking to me, and actually they're one of your business partners that's coming in, and he was saying, Vince. So shout out to Vince, and he's literally signing up very soon. I think he's signing up tonight, and he was saying he sees we're real, right? And it's like he doesn't want to get into something where people are like, oh, well, they're living in this big fancy house, or they have this big fancy car, and they're all like, but they're literally, they're in debt. They don't really have, they can't afford nothing, and it's just for show, and there's nothing. And I'm like telling him, listen, I spend a lot of my money in Canada. I told him straight out, I made a lot of money in this business, and I'm still making a lot of money. In this business, you will see a lot of people buying $1 million houses, paying off their debts, doing cars, whatever you've seen, because he watches me too, and he's like, wow, it's totally amazing. I say, yeah. And this is not that, guys. This is not something where it's all a hurrah and it's all somebody jumping out of a Lamborghini and blah, 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 and it's just rented and it's nothing. And this is real. This is a real business with real commissions and real bonuses. And what Ahmed was saying about if you succeed, we succeed. If you succeed, this company pays us very huge bonuses. So it's in our best interest to make you succeed. Okay, it's not an MLM, okay, or a pyramid scheme. We don't take any of your commissions. We don't take any percentage of your money. You get what you get, okay? Your sales volume goes up, you get paid even more, okay? And then you can start getting huge bonuses, just like us. So it's inevitable. It's like, it's like a ripple effect. You succeed, we succeed, without touching any of your commissions. So how great is that? There's a lot of people in the world who don't like to hear that. There's a lot of people in the world, I don't want you to make any money off of me. You make commissions off of me, and you get residual income off of me for the rest of your life. We don't do that. So if you're one of those that hate that, this is the business. Hey, honestly, if I was in an MLM or if I was in something like that, I wouldn't care if somebody got paid for the rest of my life if they introduced me to something so good. But that's not the case here. Okay, you do have to put your time and effort. And Ahmed, I want to thank you for coming on. God bless you. Before I let you go, I would like to open up the floor to you to give any tips, any advice you want to give to any of us business partners, anybody who's watching that's skeptical or wants to get started. The floor is yours. Whatever else you want to add on, please do, and give us some tips, the best tips to earning online.
my tips I got from YouTube. So you just talk. Honestly, I just want to follow up on what you just said, the legitimacy of this business. And I think that is probably the biggest thing that us online business owners in this community run into. Because there's so many scams, there's so many lies out there that when people come across us, they're just like, is this legit? And sometimes when you tell them about our business and our community and the compensation plan and what we do, it just looks like it's too good to be true sometimes. And I was talking to someone earlier today, they're like, this seems too good to be true, but it's not, right? So sometimes that's why we come on here 3-4 times a week and we do these online biz talks, because it's real. It's us talking about this, and we talk about how legitimate this is. And when people join this business, they're not joining sometimes because of the compensation. Sometimes it's you got to make that connection and you got to form that trust. And once they trust you enough, they will come. And I think sometimes that's the hardest part of this business, right? Just trying to convince to someone that this is legitimate. And through my years of being in this business, I've learned sometimes, hey, everyone has their own pace. It's not trying to convince them. I'll show them how this is legit. I'll show up to my business 3-4 times a week. We'll come on here. We'll talk about the business. I'll post on my business page. I'll post my successes. I'll let them see that I'm not disappearing. My business page was created in 2018. You could go there and you could see created in 2018, and I'm still here. And please, if you are someone who now thinks this is still illegitimate, go show me any other scam page or any other pyramid scheme that has been created that long ago that is still very active. There's not. They disappear. They take people and they disappear. They take your money and they leave. We're putting our real names out here. I don't think someone who was doing something that was not legit would come on here 3-4 times a week and talk about themselves and put their names out there into the world for them to see, right? So that's what I want to follow up on, and I just want to say, yeah, this is definitely not a quick rich scheme. It takes lots of time. It takes lots of effort. There's days that we'll spend. All of us have probably been through it, 5, 6, 7 hours a day on our computer helping people, right? So I think the biggest thing about this business that I love is helping people succeed. And people say sometimes, oh, where do you get that from? I think, yeah, it just comes naturally, as George has said to all of us. It's just like a calling. When people say, how are you working in emergency services? Are you scared? And it's like, what attracted you to that? It's like, I don't know. It just feels right. Right? It just feels right to just go do the right thing sometimes and just help people out, help them succeed, and just see the smile on their face. And one thing that I also tell a lot of people about this business is it's not like a regular job in a way that people will just come and you have a lot of people at your job with different personalities. You have the people you love, you have the people you don't like, you have the people who are just so different than you that you can't relate to. But when people join this business, they join because they're like you. They're a positive mindset. They're an entrepreneur. They want to succeed. They want to help their family, right? They have so much wants that you have as well, and you get to relate, and it's easy to work with them. That's how us three got to know each other in this business. Now we talk to each other almost every day, and it's easy for us to relate to each other because we're all very much the same, right? So the best part of this business is the people that you attract are people similar to you. So it's easy to work with them. So you don't have those personality conflicts that you do at a regular job. So that's also something that I love. It's all positive people who are ready to put in that hard work, who are ready to learn, and who are ready to make a change in their life. And for those of you who are maybe like my mentor, my friend that I learned this from, like I said, she was very skeptical. And she actually, when she was about to join, she watched someone's business page, the person that brought her to the community. She watched them for a whole year before she actually joined. And she did that because she was skeptical. Plus, the thing that finally convinced her was throughout that whole year, she just saw them get bigger and bigger and bigger. And they would post their successes, their success after success. And they're not stopping. It's just getting bigger. I'm wasting my time. So she finally jumped in, right? And that's one thing that you hear from so many people is like, why did I wait so long? I should have just took action way faster. But it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. Everyone has their time to shine. things will fall into place for you when it is your time, and just stick with it. If you want to join this business, just reach out to whoever's page you see this video on, and they'll send you the right steps. And as Tito was talking about before, a few months ago, we created, mostly thankful for the hard work of Georgia and Paulo. They created a Learn to Earn online group where we actually post frequently about things about this business. We've created Q&A videos about this business that will tell you all about it. So if you want to get into that group, let us know. Just contact any one of us or anyone who you see this video on their page. Contact them and ask them for how to get into there. And if you are in there and you're ready for the next step, if you want to get graduate our academy and you want to get tossed into our bigger group where you can meet all the other business owners, the thousands of us, and see their testimonials and see their successes, just click the link above and that'll direct you to what the next step is. And with that, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks, Georgia and Paulo. I truly would not be here in where I am if it wasn't for you two. So thank you to you two so much.
Anytime, Ahmed. Anytime.
Yeah. And I mean that. I wouldn't be here. Yeah.
You're absolutely incredible. See, the thing is you're a hidden gem, and when I see all his knowledge, all his tech savvy, ways, and I was like, Ahmed, you can be utilizing this into your business, do this, that. And then he's like, okay, and then did it, and then blew up. That's the thing. This is another, asset to our online business community is Ahmed, is Paulo, is me, because Ahmed is super tech savvy. Paulo is super organized and is really good with creating so many things. I mean, he's very good with creation, and then I make really good ads. All three of us make a really good team, and that's how we make you boom. So whoever's watching, we will make you boom to the top. We will not leave you alone. You're going to come, whether you come and I'm your coach, Paulo's your coach, or who's your mentor on here, you're going to be in our group, and we're going to help you every step of the way. And Tito Vivancos, he will not leave you alone. He will text you every day or every other day. Are you okay? Do you want to add? Or we all take part in making sure that you succeed and you get what you signed up for, which is a support, a coach, a mentor, training, free training, a free literally system that runs for you 24/7. You don't have to keep paying for this, okay? You don't have to keep monthly payments. And this literally costs people hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep things like this going, okay? So thank you. And did you want to add anything else, Paulo?
Just want to add before people forget, today at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we have our free information webinar that teaches everyone about the business system in the program. And then there's testimonies as well from other people within the business community who talks about their experience thus far running this business. So if you haven't registered, just get one of our links within our video. Just put your name and email address, and then we'll send you your personal link. And so that's 5 p.m. Pacific time. Europe, people are probably already sleeping, so there's replay videos they can watch at any time. And probably on across, I think on the other side of the world, it's probably morning time too, so you can watch it live as well. But that's it. So thank you everyone. Thank you, Ahmed, for being on the hot seat today and letting us ask you questions. See, they weren't too hard, weren't they?
He didn't even break a sweat.
No.
And as soon as you hit that link, you go to our website at www. As soon as you hit that link and you add your name and your email, you're going to be taken to replay right away. And I hosted one of those. So you'll see the one that I hosted, or maybe one that one of our other business partners hosted. Just go there, click the link, and you can watch it right away. If you're on my time zone and you're like, I want to see this, I want to get on board. So thank you all. Thank you again, Ahmed. God bless all. See you on the other side. Click that link. You won't regret it. Watch the free workshop. That's your first step. Second step, sign up. And after you watch the free workshop, just message us and we'll add you into our Earn Online Academy for free. Bye. Oh, gotta leave. Bye.